It would mean that LeBron accomplished what he had hoped to accomplish this season, but at the expense of the Lakers potentially achieving what they had hoped to accomplish this season. I look at what LeBron has done. It's an amazing accomplishment in terms of being in the scoring race at all, much less winning it at age 37. But this is what I know about LeBron James. He knows, first of all, he has the ability to play in a multitude of ways and affect the game in a multitude of ways. And he knows exactly what he needs to do to give his team the best chance to win. Being a top scorer in the league this season has done nothing for them as far as winning is concerned. And if he was only a scorer, if he was only a primarily, say, a Steph Curry or even a Kevin Durant, I might say, look, you're simply doing what you are capable of doing best. But that's not the case with LeBron James. We know that he can be a playmaker. We know that he can be a defensive presence. And he has done none of that in those categories. And as I look at this Lakers team, maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. But the fact that we never saw him attempt to go in another direction other than score and score big, in spite of losing, no matter how much he scored, that they would still lose and lose badly, to me suggests that LeBron James decided that this team was not capable of winning and decided to go his own way. And I think that is, betrayal might seem a little harsh, but there are guys who came to play with him in L.A. to chase a championship.
Yeah. Wow. He screwed
and he clearly has not been chasing a championship this year.
Oh, yeah.
Nick, your thoughts?
Okay. Yeah, no, listen, you did a few
You needed a drink before getting into it. I understand.
No. One was, you gave yourself a good out, which was Steph Curry, a guy who, I'm old enough to remember Ric Bucher on this network and a lot of platforms arguing as Steph Curry is in the argument, if not the best player in basketball, but he now is a guy, listen, all I can do is score. And the reason you gave yourself that out is because you had none of this criticism for Steph Curry last year, who won the scoring title and
absolutely
missed the playoffs. But
because no. But were they winning? Yeah. Did they have a winning record?
Okay, so let's talk about
massively
the record,
better
because they were
this
slightly
year's
above 500. Yes. So let's talk. So here's the problem because the other thing you said is about LeBron. I wrote it down. Quote: he knows exactly what he has to do to help his team win, end quote. So I agree with you. And I, unlike you evidently, am going to give LeBron the benefit of the doubt. And luckily we have a full season to see if we should. The benefit of the doubt being he determined the only way we can win any games is me scoring. So Rick, would it change your opinion if I told you there have been 36 games this year where LeBron scored basically a season average or above, 29 or more? In those 36 games, the Lakers are not great. They are 18-18. But in the other games, when LeBron plays but doesn't score 29 or more, they're 7-13. The worst, the worst team in the West, second worst team in the West. In the other games for the season, so LeBron this year, if you take the games he played or just the Lakers season as a whole, they are a 500 team over 36 games when he scores big volume, 29 or more. And they are 13-29 overall when he doesn't. So doesn't the evidence indicate that LeBron, who you said, quote, he knows exactly what he has to do to help his team win, surveyed it and said, yeah, I'd love to be a playmaker, but Winland Gabriel isn't hitting those shots. And Russell Westbrook is having the worst season of his career, and Anthony Davis isn't here. So the only chance we have at staying afloat is me scoring. Doesn't the evidence lead you to that direction?
No, not really, because the assists in their wins, the assists go up as well as the points overall. And there's the element of what is LeBron? LeBron is the leader of this team. So what is he setting as the example? If he's just looking to score, well, Malik Monk's not a playmaker. Carmelo Anthony's not a playmaker. So they're like, well, we're going to go and we're going to try to score too. This is all I know, and this is at the heart of it. And there's no win-loss record that can refute this. LeBron James, for only the second time in his career, has a negative plus-minus. When he's on the floor, that he has a negative effect. He hasn't had that since his rookie year. Per 36 minutes, he's averaging more shots than he ever has. And over the last 7 games, that's gone up 5.5 above that record level. So if he's trying to find a way to win, it makes no sense that LeBron James would continue to operate the way that has made him an overall negative for only the second time in his career. Now, maybe it wouldn't make a difference, but the fact that we never saw him say, you know what, I'm just going to be a distributor. I'm just going to try to put as much into defense as I can. Because look, at 37, he's got a finite amount of energy. If he's expending that on scoring, then I'm going to expect a drop-off in defense. But those are the elements, Chris, that I feel that the Lakers needed most from LeBron James. Because if they had anything else, they had guys who could put the ball in the basket if a shot was created for them.
Look, I feel like I'm moderating an argument between my 2 daughters. No offense, guys, but let me come in here and try to settle this thing. All right, Rick, I'm surprised you went that hard at LeBron because I do think LeBron clearly entered the season not thinking scoring title, but thinking, I mean, look, we all remember the keep that same energy tweet. I think LeBron thought they were going to contend for a title. Like, I really think he entered the season thinking we're going to be great and we're going to shock everybody. And obviously it didn't happen. So I don't think he entered this season thinking, let me lead the league in scoring. And if you look at his numbers, with AD on the floor and off the floor, his scoring skyrockets. So I do think he's saying, look,
of course,
without AD, I got to score more points. And I think really for one of the few times in his career, start thinking score first rather than play make. Now, Rick, you made a good point about all the other things LeBron has brought to the game historically, defense, playmaking. Why all of a sudden is he becoming more one-dimensional? I don't think, Rick, at 37 in his 19th season, that he could essentially run the point like he has for most of his career. I think that will wear him down too much. And I think that's one reason he's not being the playmaker. Also, with Westbrook there, they can't spread the floor and surround him with just shooters like they did throughout his career. So I think those are reasons, Rick, he doesn't have the ball in his hands as much. He figures, okay, Westbrook needs the ball some. Let me play off the ball primarily, unlike I've done in my career. And then defensively, I just don't think he's got enough energy. And you are right. Wilds and I talked about this, Rick, how last week, would they be better served if LeBron scored maybe 25 points a game, 24 points a game, and put more effort on the defensive end? Possibly. He has made that decision not to do it. And I do think over the last few weeks, I actually think at this point, Wilds, the scoring title is important for LeBron. Like, he really wants it. But I don't think he went into the season thinking, let me be the scoring leader, or that he's, neglected the other aspects of his game because he doesn't care about winning. I think he just can't put forth that energy and, at this age and stage of his career.
Yeah, so I'll ask you a basic question, Rick. If we can show the remaining games LeBron has left. Mm-hmm. Do you want LeBron to win this scoring title, Rick? Would you think you know what? I'm actually pulling for it. Or do you think it feels for some reason illegitimate, not because of the games, just because of the record? Are you rooting for him to? I know you're a journalist and da-da-da, but do you want to see him win the scoring title?
I don't really care. I do think that it would be a saving note for him. I would say overall that it wouldn't be a complete disaster. Looking back historically, that he won a scoring title at 37 would still be an amazing reflection. But we'll see based on, is he going to play all those games, or is he just going to play against the teams that he has the highest scoring average against? And Chris, your point about, at some point he turned away and said, I'm just going to go for the scoring title. They're still technically eligible and have been I mean, wherever along the line he decided, you know what, it's not worth it for me to try to get this team into the play-in and into the playoffs. I'm just going to go get the scoring title. Whenever that happened, at any point, that is a selfish decision.
Yeah, but it's not a selfish decision. It would be an indefensible decision. No, I'm saying it'd be more than that. It'd be indefensible. It would be legacy tarnishing. It would be unbecoming of any great athlete, let alone one of the all-time greatest athletes, which is why it's such an outrageous accusation to level that LeBron James made a conscious decision that I could put our team in a better position to win a championship and went the other way. Yep. Guys, does everyone on this panel agree he is going to have the most points in NBA history? Yes. So that he's going to pass Kareem. So the only thing he can do legacy-wise for a lot of folks is playoff accomplishments. So it's not only an amazing accusation, it also in an odd way is saying the guy's not as bright as we thought he was. Because the idea
he's very bright.
That
he decided my team can't win a championship this year, so I'm going to go get a scoring title because I can add at least that feather to my cap. That's a calculated decision, and that's what I believe LeBron decided to do.
But you're arguing that they would have a better chance at winning the title if he did something different. You are arguing that he has sacrificed. There you go.
This ain't making it happen.
It's just a hell of an accusation to make.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.